Friends, behind me you see one of the most extensive refurbishments that's happening at the Disneyland Resort. They are literally working on this thing from the very bottom to the tip top. If we look at the back of the boat, we can see an entire new rudder has been put on. And this is one of the things that I noticed was getting a lot of water and mildew damage. The Mark Twain, an original attraction back to 1955, has been circling the rivers of America since the beginning of it all. And it was starting to show a lot of wear and tear the last couple of months. Seeing this thing shut down and get completely refurbished is much needed. They're putting in windows, redoing the woodwork, and if you look closely, you can see they're taking advantage of the dry dock system here, where they can have the Mark Twain sitting in a complete dry space, allowing workers to fully get in there and do everything they need to do without pulling the boat out of the rivers of America. This is a design that goes back to the very beginning when Admiral Joe Fowler, who is named after Fowler's Harbor, pointed out the wall, if we're building a real little town, we need to put in a dry dock. We need to treat it like a real little town. If we're building a theme park, that's fine, but everything will expire and go away eventually, and we'll never be able to keep anything forever because it'll just be temporary props, not a real boat. Walt wanted a real boat. So the Mark Twain getting just ripped apart from head to toe and getting set dressed to look even better, I absolutely am all for it. It will be closed the entire month of December, and it looks like it's going to be closed going into January, and this is the type of thing that I'm fully behind, keeping the park beautiful, keeping it pristine, keeping it Disneyland, because this is my favorite corner of the park, and this is my favorite attraction. Long live the Mark Twain. When it comes back, I have a fun little challenge set up for the Mark Twain, and it's not what you think that it is. I'm not gonna ride it all day. I've got something way more creative imagined for me and the Mark Twain. Get ready for 2024 when it's Mark versus Mark. Guarantee you Mark's gonna win, but which Mark? I don't know. Now with the Mark Twain being worked on, there is a little bit of movement from last month, which is Fowler's Harbor is back open to guests. Yes, there's a scrim here, but the path is still open, and the path allows us just to get away from the chaos. Over there right now, just 20 feet from me, is a crowded, busy December Disneyland with all the folks running around for the holidays. And just I take one path over, and there's one dude eating by himself. This is the spot of all spots. And the Mark Twain being down for refurbishment warms my heart. Having Fowler's Harbor back open just to observe it, doesn't get any better than this. Of the animation building over in DCA, we have something that's not just closing for the month of December, it's closing forever. Friends, December 10th is the last day, or the final day, or maybe the 9th was the last day. I always get confused with dates, that you'll be able to visit Beast's Library. I went in there tonight. There was about a 5-minute wait when I got in, But when I left, it looks like the line had escalated to well over 30 minutes to 45 minutes. This is one of those little things that, hey, let's be honest, you don't do it on every trip, but when you do go in there and look around, you just love all the design details, how the room transforms from the cold blue to the warm colors, the rose that does the magic trick, all the various installations that allow kids to do something that's tactile and use their hands in a place where they've been told don't touch this for hours and hours and hours. It's one of those little things that I'm going to hate to see go away, but it was awesome to see so many of the citizens of Disneyland come out to say goodbye to it. I just met the funnest girl inside of DCA. Anyways, back to what I was saying. This will be open till the 10th. It's Beast Library. You got to come out and check it out. It's just one of those fun little imaginative things that DCA has that, you know, to be honest, I had kind of forgot about it. But it's going to become a part of Disney's Imagination Campus, which has started to eat up things inside the park. And lots of folks like myself wonder, why can't the Imagination Campus, you know, be off stage and stop infringing on stuff the guests want to do? If you want me to do a video all about the Imagination Campus, what that is, how it's growing, and how Disney makes a lot of money off of it, let me know in the comments below. If you want to watch it, I'd love to make it. But I would suggest try to get to Beast's Library before it glows away forever, or at least for a while. Friends, call me crazy, but the entire month of December is a strange time to have the Astro Orbiter down. But is there a good time to close this attraction? Because it's always in the way, even when it's open. But during the peak of the holiday season, when people are trying to navigate through here, having huge construction walls doesn't make it any easier. Now, I would love to pretend that they're doing what's been posted out here on the construction wall for quite some time, but I don't think so. And if you remember, I think a holiday a couple of years ago, they actually fully took the whole thing apart, moved it off site to do its refurbishment. And I have to say, it's one of those attractions, when it was gone, I didn't miss it. I do love its kinetic energy when it's spinning around, but putting an attraction right in the opening in a land off of the hub, I get the visual curb appeal, but man, oh man, does it make navigating through one of the most tightest pinch points in the entire resort not so easy. But who knows, maybe in a bizarre way, having construction walls to guide people, to give them a clear vision of how to get in and out of the hub, maybe it'll work better this holiday season than having the bizarre, there's an attraction here, should I ride it? Is somebody ride it? What's going on? There's things spinning around me. Like, maybe this is the way this time of year when the hub does some of its heaviest lifting throughout the year. Astro Orbiter closed for the entire month of December and as far into January as we can see. Friends, as of time of recording, Indiana Jones is down for that end of November refurbishment that I told you about on last month's video, but it is rescheduled to open up on December 1st. So as time of posting this, hopefully Indiana Jones will be back to being open, because I know all the folks that come out every year as their annual rip for the holidays really love riding Indy. One of the best attractions at Disneyland, but it does require a lot of maintenance. And we do see it go down several times throughout the year for 2-3 days, sometimes a week refurbishment. But it will be back open for the peak of the holiday season. So get ready to not look into the eyes of Mara. And friends, the Incredicoaster should be returning. We announced last month that it would be going down after Thanksgiving for about 5 days. It should be back up by time of posting this video. When the Incredicoaster is open, it's very, very important to the ecosystem of DCA that doesn't have as many attractions and also doesn't have as many e-ticket attractions. Coming out to Disneyland this holiday season, congratulations. I hope you have a good time. But there is no Splash Mountain. I mean, that's forever gone. But there's also no Tiana's Bayou Adventure. However, when you're coming back for your annual visit next holiday season, you'll be able to splash on down the Bayou, which is transforming at a rapid pace. We saw them first take the tree off the top. We also saw them start destroying the rocks and remolding it into the image of Tiana's Bayou. There's now a base for where the water tower is gonna go. We are seeing this thing move along pretty quickly. I do believe the plan is, don't hold me to this, but I believe the plan I heard is November, open up at Walt Disney World and Disneyland. They're gonna try, I think, shooting for the exact same date or really close together, maybe a staggered thing like they did for Rise of the Resistance. So yes, for the month of December and many months to come, Tiana's Bayou Adventure will not be open, but if you're an annual holiday visitor, good news. Your Christmas gift for next year will be the Bayou. Will be open in Critter Country, or am I now in New Orleans Square? Who knows? Everything on the most popular stretch of the park is moving at a fast pace. Later on today, we'll look at the huge question of what's going to happen with the Haunted Mansion just next door. Hey friends, don't forget we have a couple of annual close downs happening next month when 2024 kicks off in January. It's a Small World goes down annually for about 10 days to 2 weeks. Typically they stagger out this closing 1 week away from Haunted Mansion, which we'll get to next, which Haunted Mansion has a lot of questions surrounding it and its closing for the month of January. But It's a Small World will be down for a couple of weeks in January, and that will be one that will let you know the exact dates when Disney announces those, when at the start of next month we give you our video showing you everything that's closed for the month of January. So if you're coming down to the park to kick off a new year, we got you covered on knowing which of your favorite attractions will be closed so you can manage your schedule and your expectations. Now let's move over to the biggest question. Let's move over to the Haunted Mansion for what everybody's wondering about. How long will it be down when it goes down in January? Now friends, we don't have a ton of closures for the month of December, but we do have a lot of questions about closures for the month of January and into the new year. Now, every Disney fan knows that in January, the Haunted Mansion closes down for a couple of weeks so it can begin its transformation back to the traditional version, transforming away from the Nightmare Before Christmas overlay. But my question for you is this: with two projects popping up in 2024, one to the east, one to the west of the Haunted Mansion. One will be a shop themed after Madame Leota. The other will be a retransformation of Magnolia Park into an extended queue that has more storytelling, with projects flanking each side of the Haunted Mansion. When it closes down in January, will it be the standard 2 weeks or will it be extended, giving Disney and its engineering team a little bit of time to maybe do some of the things they can't do when the attraction is open for this transformation that we'll see happen in 2024. I don't know what the answer to this is. I'm very curious. I do think that if these projects are done in a strategic way, downtime for the Haunted Mansion will be minimal, but when you have one project that is rerouting how guests go into an attraction and another project happening at the exit of an attraction, do expect next year to be a confusing year on how we navigate in and out of the Haunted Mansion, and expect maybe a little bit more downtime than what we normally get. So my big question is when we do this again in January and tell you all the things that will be closed for the month of January to help you better plan your next trip to Disneyland, will Haunted Mansion be on the list? For sure it will be, but will it be on the list for an extended amount of time? That is one of the biggest questions for the new year of Disneyland, and that is why I love doing this and following all the news. Make sure you subscribe so you can get that January video where I show you everything closed at Disneyland for the month of January. How long will the Haunted Mansion be? To be determined, but we'll find out together. And I have a video that I would really suggest that you watch. It's this video right here where I show you that the building on the other side of the Mark Twain is designed to do so much more than sell you a delicious tuna fish sandwich. It's the escape exit for the old Splash Mountain. It has all kinds of ways where cast members can get down to the bottom of the boats and fully work on them. It is designed to trick your eye, but it is such an important 4-story building hidden right in front of your eyes. Make sure you watch this video. It is chock full of some of my best design details